Star Pen. I'm your leaky gut coach, and I am the founder and creator of the JIA Blueprint, where I help moms, families to reverse their children's JIA, uveitis, other autoimmune diseases by dealing with the root issues and what's really going on in our body. So, in my previous video, I talked to you about heavy metals and candida and the connection between those two. I really encourage you, if your child is struggling with a candida or yeast overgrowth, to go over and take a look at that video, because it is a really good precursor to this one, and it'll help you to have a much broader understanding of just what's going on in your child's body. But before we do that, please, I would invite you to please subscribe to my channel if you have a child who has juvenile arthritis or uveitis or any other autoimmune disease, and like this video and share it with as many people as you think this might help, because this is going to help YouTube to see just what kind of people are looking for this information, and it can get in front of the right people. So I really appreciate you doing that. So today what I want to talk about are heavy metals in the body and what the connection to our child's liver has to do with this buildup of heavy metals. So our bodies are beautifully made. We are able to withstand a real heavy onslaught of toxins and chemicals and all sorts of things. You know, we see it all the time. People are somehow functioning, right, in this polluted world. And we were just designed very well for that. There's a whole detox system that goes on. There's a way um, to grab toxins out, into areas of the body where it's not detected by the immune system, to gradually flush them out in a way so that most of us, and in previous generations, we would have never even known our body was doing this. But if you have a child with an autoimmune disease and and maybe you've done some tests and they are high in heavy metals, the first line of defense, or a lot of times the first knee-jerk reaction, which is a lot of times what our reactions are, they make sense, is to go ahead and do a heavy metal detox. So I want to talk to you about that a little bit and help you to see why doing something like that, especially if your child has JIA, which is a much deeper issue, that just trying to get the heavy metals out of the body could really sometimes cause more harm than good. Now, the reason for this is that our kiddos, our JIA kiddos, they already have a sluggish liver. And that has to do with just all of the systems that are off in their body. Mainly one of them, going to the root, is a leaky gut. They have toxins coming into their bloodstream constantly. And this is something that the body is, for a long time, very effectively flushing out. So since we are so exposed to heavy metals and toxins, whether it be in our air, our water, our products, our food, it gets to a point where as the body's attempting to flush these things out, that it becomes backed up behind the liver. And when these things start to get backed up, they have nowhere to go in the body but to recirculate and to come back around, and now to lodge somewhere else in the body. So this is something that if we just go and try to eliminate the heavy metals, right, because that's what we think we need to do, but we're not thinking, we're not realizing, wait, why isn't my child processing these heavy metals? We just go in there, with the big guns, and we want to eliminate them. Well, we're not taking into consideration that the liver is sluggish as it is. And if your child is backed up with heavy metals, their liver is sluggish. I could pretty much go ahead and say if your child has JIA or uveitis, their liver is sluggish. So we go and we do this detox, which is to try and force them out, and the liver can't handle it. We can be doing some serious damage to that organ. And we could also just be really pushing these heavy metals to other parts of the body, other crevices, other joints and tissue, other, fatty areas in the body. We have the brain, we have the eye, we have the joints and the tissue and other fatty organs. Those are the parts of the body that detect heavy metals and suck them up. We also, as I spoke in my last video, we also have another mechanism in the body, which Candida yeast rises up in the body in order to consume these heavy metals. So if we do that and not take into consideration the condition of our child's liver, we are setting off a whole cascade of action in the body, which is not going to help to even get the heavy metals out. We just really just agitated the waters is what we did. I hope that makes sense. So you might be wondering, well, what do I do? What do I do if my child has candida and they have heavy metals in their body and their livers are sluggish? Well, that's exactly what I teach in the JIA blueprint. And that's really the kind of information that I want to share with you here on this YouTube page, because when the liver is sluggish and the liver is slowed down, we can't, nothing else that we do is going to benefit. So it's really a multi-pronged approach. I say it's a 3-pronged approach, because you might have found my videos because you're making the connection with the gut, and that's good, but that's just one of the prongs. So yeah, we need to heal the gut. We need to seal the gut because the toxins are coming out of there, right? And so that's part of it, is sealing the gut, healing the gut, rebuilding the gut, getting the microbiome and the gut balanced, all of those things. But then the other thing that we want to focus on is gently detoxing the liver, gently strengthening the liver, and helping it to get back to its regular, normal function. The good news is that our bodies are constantly regenerating themselves. And for kids, it's, as you know, it's regenerating faster and better than ours are. So we want to use that to our advantage, because I think science will say, I know, but it's not my statistic, that every 3 to 4 months, we have a whole new body. We have a whole new liver in 3 to 4 months. The cells just keep rebuilding and rebuilding and remaking constantly. So the real problem is what's the condition of those cells? What material are we building with? Because in 3 to 4 months, we can have a completely healthy liver. In 3 to 4 months, we can have the exact same liver. And in 3 to 4 months, we can have a worse off liver, right? Depending on our lifestyle and actions and the things that we do. So keep that in mind, that this is so reversible. We can really change the condition of the liver so that in months' time from now, it is able to now get all of these heavy metals out of the body, get all of this inflammation out of the body. Because if we don't deal with the liver and we don't get that optimum functioning level, then no amount of gut work, inflammation work, or any of these things are really going to do any good if it all stops there at the door of the liver. Because if it's not going to pass through the liver and out of our body, then it's just going to recirculate, and we're just going to keep on having the same problem. So it's not just a matter of doing the one thing or the two things, but we really want to be doing all of these things in tandem, and kind of like a dance. Everybody is a little bit different, right? So we're going to really be having our finger on the pulse of what your child looks like at every given moment. So we know, are we pulling back on detoxing? Are we focusing on rebuilding? Are we focusing on, the microbiome? What is it that we need to do every single day in order to support the body? Because ultimately, it's the body that heals itself. That's really the biggest mistake that we make. Candida cleanse, heavy metal detox, supplements down the chute. This is us trying to play God or play, the body. The body is going to heal itself, and only the body can heal itself. Those cells are going to replicate, and it's going to replicate whatever they are and duplicate. So our job is to give the body the tools it needs So that way, when these cells do replicate, they're replicating whole, good, healthy copies of themselves. So now that's why in 3 months' time, 6 months' time, a year's time, about 2 years' time, people are completely reversing their child's JIA, asthma, different, behavioral issues and things like this, because the body is healing itself. And if you get anything from this video, that's what I want you to understand. This is not about supplements. What supplements are not going to heal. There are some that can help, but supplements are not going to heal. I want you to know that we're not going to get the healing just by sealing the gut. There's already toxins in their joints, so we can seal the gut. But what about the toxins that are in their joints now, or their eye now? What are we going to do about that? And we're not going to heal them simply by just detoxing, because the liver is sluggish and needs to be worked on. So I really hope that this information broadens your understanding of what is going on in your child's body, because with this knowledge, you have power. And with this power, you can take action, and you can definitely do something to reverse your child's JIA, uveitis, or other autoimmune issues. I also invite you to join my Facebook group, which it is called the JIA Blueprint. And in there, you can have a more interactive engagement with me and ask me questions personally. And I make sure to answer everybody in there personally and provide all the help that they need. And if you would like to work with me one-on-one as a coach as well, you are more than welcome to give me a call at the link below, and I can discuss with you becoming a private member of the JIA Blueprint. Well, I really hope that you enjoyed this video, and please share it with whoever you think would benefit from this information, because we need to heal our kids. It's not going to get better on its own. And really, Mom, you are the only one who is going to be able to do this. So I wish you all the best, and I look forward to sharing more videos with you in the future.